Eliana thought, they say Duke hides and still has not forgotten his former fiancée. Lies. It is definitely a lie. That can't be true. They say the Duke has recently taken your brother with him for his education. He is accompanying him to visit noble family businesses all over the capital. Why don't you go to the capital tomorrow and see it for yourself? Eliana thought it can't be. It is surely a lie. They won't show up, neither him nor Adrian, after what I did to them. Yes, of course, it is all just lies. Wow. Adrian was there, and that person is the Duke, from the imperial family to the nobles and even to all the citizens of the empire. That great man is praised as a living legend. He did not stop at humiliating and trampling on his own honor, but he also adopted her brother and the mother of his ex-fiancée, who abandoned him to run away with another man. Why is he using me for revenge? Did Adrian smile when he saw the Duke? Even though he always considered the Duke as a god and worshipped him when he was a child, he was afraid of the Duke and did not even dare to greet him. He did not adopt him out of revenge to me. If the Duke had other feelings, Adrian, so distrustful, would not have smiled sincerely. That smile is not fake. Adrian looks so calm and happy now. I am relieved. I am really relieved. That's it. Let's go. Let's leave here. Once I make sure my mother and brother are okay, that will be enough. In fact, right now, the best thing for my mother and brother is if I don't show up. Let's go far away, to a place where no one knows us. I don't think I would need this, but I am glad I wrote this letter. Just deliver this and leave immediately, before guilt and regret consume me and I get stuck here. She said, "Hey, kid, come here. Could you deliver this letter and these items to the Duke over there?" The kid replied, "The knights, they scare me." Eliana. Tell him it is Oka. The knights of the ducal family are all very kind. Here, I will give you something for the errand. Can you do it? Now you just need to deliver this letter and these items to the Duke. I am counting on you. After that, Adrian asked, "Sir, what is going on?" The Duke replied, "Nothing. I just have a strange feeling," and he asked the kid, "What is going on?" The child replied, "I came to deliver it." The Duke asked, "What is this?" The child told him, "I don't know. A pretty lady asked me to deliver it to the Duke." The Duke thought the letter was not sealed. After reading the letter, he opened the box and looked at the watch. The Duke shouted, "I am looking for Miss Eliana." On the other hand, Eliana thought, "Ready. We can't stay here any longer," she said. "Liren, have you been waiting long? Let's go." Aldrich asked, "Go where? Don't tell me you are trying to run away from me." Eliana told him, "No, not at all." Aldrich asked, "Then what is that bag in your hand?" At the same time, the Duke thought, "You just have to be alive. Wait a little longer. I am on my way to you." Back on Eliana's side, Aldrich asked, "Do you really think that if I had not run away with you, those women would have left you alive?" Eliana thought again, "He is talking about things I don't understand. He said something similar last time too." Aldrich continued, "Those damn women, they said that if you seduced Eliana, you could take all the Farrington family fortune. Just like that with your father, they would have killed you without anyone knowing." Eliana asked, "What does that mean? Who killed father?" Aldrich said, "Do you really believe that your father died at the hands of pirates? Do you want to know the truth? Then you will have to pay the price. Give me 5,000 barks." Eliana commented, "I will give it to you, 5,000 barks, so tell me," Aldrich explained. "It was the Grand Duchess and the Imperial Princess who ordered it. They said if you seduced the future Duke's fiancée and broke off the engagement, they would not care what happened to the Farrington family after the Count's death. How did those women know that the Count would die?" Eliana asked. "The Princess, the Grand Duchess, why did they do something like that?" Aldrich told her, "Didn't you know? Just as the Duke is obsessed with you, the Princess is obsessed with the Duke. If you disappeared, they could marry into the Imperial family, and the greedy Grand Duchess would not let that opportunity slip by. Don't you remember how I became your tutor?" Eliana started laughing. Aldrich asked, "What is going on? Why are you acting like this?" Eliana thought, did he know too that it was all a plan by his mother and the princess? Did he do it knowing that and taken my poor mother and Adrian? When did he find out, from the beginning, or after I foolishly fell into the trap? Or maybe it was after I ran away. Well, whatever the truth is, it does not matter anymore. Whether he knew or not, he let his observation lead him to kill my father. It is not like I stopped being a heartless daughter who abandoned my mother and brother. That is odd. What is happening? Liren, are you okay?" Aldrich shouted, "The fire is spreading. Are you trying to kill Liren too?" After that, Eliana thought, "Why do I hear his voice now? It can't be him. Did he come to mock me as I die like this? Is this the price for abandoning him, only to be ridiculed? But why him? He does not deserve to do this either. His mother is the one who brought me to this point. It is unfair. I am a victim too. If only I could turn back time. If I could return to that moment 6 years ago when everything started to fall apart, I would never let it happen again. I would never make the same mistake again. The voice I hear in the final moments of my life is his desperate scream calling my name. We were not even that close. Why, it is strange, is it not? Next scene. The maid spoke. Miss, you need to wake up now. What is going on? You were awake before I even had a chance to wake you up. Eliana replied. Am I not? The maid continued. What is going on? Are you still half asleep? Wait a moment. I will get the water ready for you quickly. Eliana slapped herself. She said, it hurts. The maid told her, of course it hurts. What on earth happened here? Let me see. Eliana asked. This is not a dream, she thought. If this is not a dream, how am I here? This is mine. I was the daughter of the Count, the place where I lived until I fled with Aldrich. I clearly died in that old hut, burned by fire. How am I? I had returned. Did the wish I made before the flames swallowed me really come true? Is that even possible? This does not make sense. The maid asked, did you have a scary dream? What kind of frightening dream did you have that you slapped yourself awake and cried like a child? Eliana asked, how old am I now? The maid asked, were you a different age in your dream? How old were you? Eliana replied, 26. The maid continued, you said you wanted to become an adult quickly, and it seems like your dream came true after all. If your birthday is next month, you will be 20 years old, then you will truly become an adult, so you can stop dreaming now. Eliana thought, 20? That is really my age from 6 years ago. This is not a dream. I really came back, she asked. Then what about Liren? The maid replied, who is Liren? Eliana thought, Liren is not here. If I am 20, then Liren was not born yet. I am relieved. Liren won't have to meet a foolish mother like me anymore. I am so glad. Liren, my child, if you were given another life, please this time be born to good parents. The maid asked, did a child appear in your dream? What is going on? Miss, the one who usually dislikes children because of young Master Aldrich is now. Eliana asked, where is Aldrich? Where is mother? She thought, wait a minute, if my 20th birthday had not passed 6 years ago, then father. On the other hand, the Countess asked, do you really have to go all the way to the Eastern Continent? The Count replied, there is no helping it. Our side caused the engagement to be broken off. Even if nothing else, we must compensate for the losses they have suffered due to our business failings. It will be a long and dangerous journey, but if we load the goods properly and return safely, it will relieve us too. Since Eliana unilaterally requested the annulment of the engagement with the Duke, our financial support has been cut off, and we have been struggling as well. The Countess said, it was not the Duke who demanded compensation, but the Dowager, you know that too. No matter what, even if it was the Dowager's wish, how could the Duke not know what his mother is doing, pretending not to know while plotting revenge on us? The Count told her, this is unlike you. The Duke is undeniably the victim, we must not blame him. The Countess explained, I know, I just became anxious and scared because you were leaving on that long journey. Eliana came and said, Father, Mother, the Count asked, why are you crying? Eliana spoke, Father and Mother, I was wrong. I am so sorry, I am truly sorry. The maid told them about the nightmare. The Count said, you caused such a big accident and yet seemed unbothered, but inside, you were really scared. Eliana whispered, it is all right, there is no point in crying, nothing will change if you go. The Count asked, what did you say? I did not quite hear. Eliana spoke, it can change, I will make everything right, so please don't board that ship. Eliana thought, if you board that ship, Father will never return home. 6 years ago, in a situation like this, Father left for the Eastern Continent and never returned home. He left with hope but never set foot on the Eastern Continent. He lost his life to pirates in the middle of the sea. Were the princess and the Duchess involved in that incident as well? If that is true, I will never forgive you. You really sent Aldrich after me to separate me from the Duke, and if you pushed my father to his death as well, I won't let this slide. Next scene, the maid asked, are you nervous about meeting the Duke? Well, it makes sense, you requested the annulment of the engagement, and it has already been 3 months, what can we possibly fix now? Eliana thought, I wish we could have gone back just 3 months ago, Things would have been easier then. No, it is not too late. There must be a reason why we have written to this point. Don't rush. For now, let's focus on putting everything back where it belongs. Eliana said, I will go to the Duke's house alone, so can you please go to the central plaza and run an errand for me? The maid replied, that is not okay. How do you know what they will do to you there? The people at the Duke's house, the knights, the servants, hearing your name would make them spit on you. Eliana thought, that is probably true. It is not just the Duke's people, the entire empire would do the same, even if stones were thrown instead of spit. I will gladly take it. If only I could turn everything back, I would accept anything. Eliana replied, it is okay. I am prepared, but I am scared to go alone. Would you at least be on my side? I promise I won't let anything happen to you. The maid replied, of course. Eliana said, thank you very much. The maid thought, looks like the young lady is really going to end things with that idiot Aldrich guy and go back to the Duke. On the other hand, the knight spoke, the shadows turned his house upside down, but we could not find what you mentioned, my apologies. Instead, we found several promissory notes, and the name of the person who provided the loan was Albert Hoffman, from what I have learned. The house where Aldrich is currently staying is also in Gert Hoffman's name. Do we know who this person is? The Duke replied, we will definitely find out. After that, the butler came and said, Miss Eliana has requested to meet with you, what should we do? Next scene, the butler said, His Excellency, she will be coming down soon, please wait a moment, Lady Farrington. Eliana thought, Lady Farrington family, the butler always smiled deeply, causing wrinkles, and used to call me, young Lady Eliana, but why am I upset about this? I should consider myself fortunate that he did not spit in my face. She said, may I ask you a favor? In a moment, when my maid Anna comes to visit the Duke's residence, could you please guide her? The butler replied, I will do that. Suddenly they heard Aaron shouting, that woman has arrived, that shameless woman. How dare she come here? Eliana thought, that voice. The butler told her, I apologize, my lady, I will resolve it shortly. After that, the butler asked, Sir Aaron, what kind of rudeness is this? Quiet down. Aaron shouted, the one being rude is not me, but the woman sitting inside there. Why on earth did you let that woman into the Duke's residence? Are you out of your mind? The butler commented, do you think I did it because I wanted to? Since His Excellency allowed it, what could I do? Aaron continued shouting, this is madness. Does not His Excellency have any dignity? All of them shouted, what are you saying? Aaron said, even if I am thrown out, I still have something to say. This is not right at all. Has everyone completely forgotten what that woman did to our Excellency? What did she do? Eliana thought, yes, Sir Aaron was also present at that time. For me, it was 6 years ago, but for the Duke and Sir Aaron, it was just 3 months ago on that day. She remembered when Aldrich said, the Duke will never be the one to ask for an annulment first, so, for the sake of our love, you have to be the one to leave the Duke first. You have to ask for the annulment first. Will you do it for me, for our love? Eliana thought, yes, I can do that, to protect my love. Then she said, I have something to say, please annul the marriage. Eliana thought, I am scared. I have always been afraid of these cold, shimmering blue eyes. When I make eye contact, it feels like all my emotions and thoughts are being read, and it is painful. Even now, it is the same. Those transparent, almost icy blue eyes seem to see through all my flaws, and so I feel ashamed and afraid. The Duke asked, my lady, if it is not too much trouble, may I ask the reason? Eliana remembered Aldrich's words, it is unlikely, but if the Duke asks, tell him it is because the Duke is a cripple. Only by insulting him like that will the Duke accept the annulment. If the Duke does not finally grant the annulment, I will die. Do you think the Duke will let me live? Eliana thought, no, I will never let you die. Then she said, I cannot marry a cripple. The Duke was shocked. Aaron shouted, lady, please refrain from speaking. The Duke told her, I understand your discomfort, but my legs have not been completely declared disabled. If I work hard on rehabilitation, I might be able to walk at least somewhat, like an average person. Eliana stated, it is just mimicry, though, that does not mean you are normal. Aaron shouted, my lady, if you insult His Excellency one more time. The Duke stated, leave, I won't say it again. After that he asked, do you really like that person that much? It is a marriage arranged by your family, but my lady and I have also promised to become one. Does our promise mean nothing? Eliana replied, I am sorry for not being able to keep the promise. The Duke stated, I understand your decision. All right. I have gathered my thoughts. I will send word. For today, it would be best if you return. Now back in the present time, Eliana thought. I really was a terrible person. I can understand why Sir Aaron is acting like this now. The Duke came and asked, why is it so noisy? Why are the deputy commanders emptying the training hall during the night's training hours and doing this here? Aaron tried to say, Your Excellency, are you really going to meet that? The other knights spoke, I am sorry, Your Excellency, we will take our leave now. The butler said, I am sorry, Your Excellency, I should have stopped them. The Duke said, if you have caused trouble, you must take responsibility, have them wait with the deputy commanders, open the door. Eliana thought, I really have come back, if not, it would not make sense to be in the same space as the Duke. In my past life, I never saw the Duke's face after I unilaterally demanded a broken engagement. The Duke did not attend my father's funeral either. The last time I saw the Duke was that day. He was on the street of the capital with Adrian. He certainly looks younger than back then, so the Duke must be 22 now, but why is he just staring like that? Eliana spoke, I greet Your Excellency. I hope you have been well, she thought. Is that not right? You must not have been well after receiving that insult. What an idiot, after coming back in time, you are still this foolish. What should I do? Should I raise my head or not? The Duke told her, I think a greeting is enough for now, young lady, Eliana asked. What? Oh, yes, she thought. How are your legs? Last time, you could barely walk even with a cane. The Duke asked, how does it look? Does it seem like I have avoided being disabled at least? I heard that Muller and his knights appear to be about the same as regular paper. Don't you think so, young lady? Eliana thought, it seems that the incident from that day has left quite an insult on this man, for a man called the epitome of elegance to so openly mock and criticize like this. I should apologize. I just feel sorry that the Duke brought it up first. Eliana spoke, Your Excellency, I sincerely apologize for my words that day, please forgive me. The Duke told her, don't apologize, Eliana thought, informal speech? Did the Duke just speak informally, the Duke, who never lowered his tone even once from childhood until now? The Duke continued, I mean, it is not necessary to apologize, it was just a joke. Eliana thought, joke, that is even stranger, the Duke who is colder than the winter air. You, who have probably never even smiled once in your life, don't tell me you don't know the meaning of that word. The Duke replied, I know. Eliana asked, could it be? Did I say it out loud? I must be crazy. The Duke started laughing. Outside the room, both of them thought, our Duke is laughing. The aide said, I think this is the first time, hearing such a big laugh from someone who serves him. The butler spoke, I think this is the first time I have heard it since the Duke was a young master. The aide asked, but why was it with that lady of all people? Back in the room, Eliana thought, the Duke is strange, this man is joking with others, was he the kind of person who could laugh that loudly? This is not the Duke I know. This is too unfamiliar, is the man standing in front of me really the Duke I know? Eliana asked, why are you laughing? The Duke replied, well, I am not sure, maybe it is because I am happy to see your unexpected side after such a long time. Eliana asked, unexpected side? The Duke continued, as expected, you never disappoint me, you really have not changed at all. Eliana told him, honestly, it is a bit strange, it feels like I am facing someone who is not the Duke. The Duke asked, is that so? Then it is a success. Now, shall we discuss the reason why you wanted to meet me today? Eliana thought, right, there is a reason I came to find the Duke today, to reverse everything. Before we had the formal engagement conversation, I felt comfortable with the Duke, like we were friends when we were younger. Is that why I came boldly to reverse everything? But in reality, I could hardly breathe from the worry and anxiety while waiting for him. After facing this slightly strange Duke, my heart, which felt like it was about to burst, calmed down a lot. I can finally speak properly. Eliana told him, it may sound shameless, but I want to pretend the engagement cancellation never happened. She thought, it must be ridiculous, it must sound absurd and laughable. I boldly demanded an engagement cancellation while mentioning a crippled man. Now I appear, 3 months later, and want to pretend it never happened with just a word of apology, but I can't help it, even if they call me shameless and rude, this is the only way to reverse everything. The Duke asked, does that mean, are you saying the engagement cancellation is to be forgotten, and we can proceed with our marriage as originally planned? Eliana replied, Yes, she thought, he will refuse, but it is okay, I never thought he would accept it all at once. The Duke replied, all right. Eliana asked, this does not make sense, just like this, so easily. The Duke spoke, did you make this decision so easily? Eliana replied, no. The Duke asked, then will you change your mind again? Eliana shouted, no, that will never happen. The Duke continued, then it is settled, that is enough. Eliana thought, really, is that enough? Oh, this feels even less real than traveling back in time. The Duke asked, do you have anything more to say? Eliana commented, then my father does not have to leave for the Eastern continent, he plans to leave in a few days. He said the Duke's family and the royal family should at least be compensated. The Duke told her, I remember I told the Count that I did not want any compensation. Eliana explained, it seems like the Duchess has a different opinion from your Grace. The Duke said, I am sorry, I did not pay attention to that part, I will take care of it, so you don't need to worry anymore. The Count will not board the ship to the Eastern continent. Eliana replied, thank you, your Grace. She thought, it is done now, my father is safe, I just need to reverse everything, one step at a time. The Duke asked, have you said everything you wanted to say? Eliana replied, for now, yes. The Duke stated, then it is my turn now. Eliana, come here. Eliana thought, why is my heart acting like this? The Duke said, Eliana, hurry. Eliana told him, don't call me that, you have never called me by my name before, so why suddenly? The Duke spoke, well, I would like to start calling you by your name from now on, is that not allowed? Eliana thought, am I hallucinating right now? Could it be that I did not return to the past after all, but instead died in those flames, and what I am seeing now is some sort of illusion in the afterlife? It hurts, which means this is reality, and the man standing before me really is the Duke. How could something like this happen? Can a person really change this much all of a sudden? No, this is not just a change. He is a completely different person. The Duke asked, so it really is not okay, is it? Eliana told him, no, it is not that. The Duke again said, then come here. Eliana thought, what am I even doing right now? No, stop, I need to stop. I don't fully trust this man yet. I can't trust anyone right now, but I can't stop, I can't refuse him. Why can't I stop myself? This is crazy, what am I doing right now? The Duke grabbed her. Eliana said, what is this? Let me go. The Duke replied, no, I don't want to. Eliana told him, but the butler will. The Duke commented, no one comes in without my permission, just this once, can I hold you? Eliana replied, you are already doing that. The Duke spoke, not like this, but like this. Eliana thought, why is this man? Why is he doing this? My heart feels like it is going to burst. She said, let me go. She thought, oh no. Then she asked, what are you doing? The Duke continued, if this surprises you, it is going to be a problem. You had better prepare yourself, because I have decided I won't hesitate about anything anymore. Eliana asked, what does that even mean? All right, now let go of me. The Duke emphasized, I have already told you, so don't bother saying anything different later. Eliana replied, fine, I said I get it. She thought, I should have been more cautious with my response at that moment, I should have realized the meaning behind that smile. The butler came and spoke, I apologize, Your Grace, I had to interrupt to deliver a message from the young lady. My lady, Anna has arrived as you requested, shall I bring her in now? Eliana replied, no, we are done talking, so I will just. The Duke said, no need for that, I will step aside so you can talk in private. Eliana thought, no, that is not really needed. After that, the maid came and asked, my lady, are you all right? Outside the room, the aide thought, I think it must have been a pleasant conversation because he laughed so openly, but it does not seem like that was the case. What a relief. He asked, what were you talking about? Eliana replied, are you prying? The aide said, no, I was just curious. Well, you were laughing out loud just a moment ago. Of course I am curious. Why were you laughing? The Duke said, yes, I did laugh. He thought, Eliana was standing right in front of me. How could I not laugh if I had not laughed? If not, I probably would have ended up crying. Inside there, she is there. I can't believe this is really happening. Inside the room, the maid asked, Miss, are you even listening to me? Eliana replied, sorry, what were you saying? The maid told her, that man. I delivered the letter to him as you asked. Eliana thought, if he got the letter, he will come to see me soon enough. Will he lash out, furious at the sudden breakup? Or will he go running to the princess or the dowager for help because his plans went awry? It does not matter, whatever happens, Aldrich, you won't get an easy way out from me. Eliana said, you did well, let's go home now. The maid replied, yes, but it seems like there was a break-in at that man's house. When I got there, the city guard and soldiers were already investigating, but when I asked what was stolen, they could not give me an answer. Eliana commented, loan documents, my foot, if they can't say what is missing, it must have been opium or something. Don't worry about it, he is not worth your attention. The maid thought, my lady is truly done with that idiot bastard. Now all that is left is for things to go well with the Duke. The maid asked, what did his grace say? Eliana replied, I will explain when we get home. The next moment, the Duke spoke, I will escort you. Eliana replied, no, you don't need to. The Duke stated, no, I can't let the future Duchess walk home alone. Both of them said, your grace. Next scene, Eliana thought, is it possible? Is he really asleep after causing such a commotion? Is his grace going to sleep now? Then she remembered Aid asking, my lord, what are you saying now? Duke told him, enough, we will talk after I return. Aid continued, my lord, the future Duchess, that woman, Duke stated, it seems I have been too lenient until now, after the head of guards, now even my assistant is ignoring me. Aid replied, if you kill me now, I have nothing to say. Duke continued, talking too much brings trouble. Eliana shouted, no, please don't do this, I don't want conflict because of me. Duke told him, you are lucky, you owe your life to Miss, so, thank you, is the least you should give her. Aid said, thank you, Miss. Eliana thought, surely, he did it to save face in front of the subordinates. Now, back in the present time, Eliana thought, he really should not try to kill his assistant, even if he was a bit rude to me. I don't know what to think about all this. I appreciate the gesture, but the more the Duke intervenes, won't they hate me more? I don't want to be hated more here. It is the first time that I see the Duke's face so closely. A straight nose bridge, lips tightly pressed together. It is strange, but he is really handsome, maybe because his eyes are closed. That expression that always seems so sharp to me seems a little softer. Duke told her, if you want to look at me, you can. I closed my eyes so you could see me clearly. So why are you glancing? Eliana replied, who wants to look? Duke told her, you are being too obvious with your glances. Eliana thought, people change, but he has changed in such a strange way. Why has he become so flirtatious? Duke asked, could I see the Countess today? After some time, Countess spoke, if you had let me know earlier, I would have prepared something to eat. Duke replied, the tea is delicious, so don't worry about it, we can have a meal next time. Countess asked, next time, are you saying you are going to visit us again? Duke spoke, yes, I plan to visit often, so please treat me kindly. Countess continued, of course, you will always be welcome, so feel free to come anytime. Duke stated, the reason I dared to be rude today and come to see the Countess was, I have come to deliver this. Count asked, what is this? Duke replied, it is a marriage proposal letter. Countess was so happy and said, oh my God, this is unbelievable. Eliana thought, a marriage proposal letter, when did he prepare something like this? You should not have had time to prepare it, Duke continued. Eliana and I have already discussed, and decided to withdraw the annulment and proceed with the wedding as planned. Count asked Eliana, is what His Excellency said true? Eliana thought, what is going on? This is impossible unless he prepared it in advance. No matter how I think about it, he did not have time to prepare something like this today. But how is this possible? How could the Duke have known this in advance? Duke asked, are you okay? What are you thinking? Eliana whispered, did you know I was going to seek you out today? Duke replied, that is impossible. Countess also whispered, oh my God, look at them, how do they look so good together? Eliana asked, so when did you prepare this marriage proposal? Duke replied, was it when you were talking to Anna separately? Eliana commented, that is impossible, we were only together for about 10 minutes. Duke emphasized, 10 minutes is more than enough to make the impossible happen. Count again asked Eliana, suddenly talking about marriage, is this really what you agreed with His Excellency? Eliana replied, yes, although I did not expect him to present the marriage proposal today. Duke said, presenting it like this is a bit much. Eliana whispered, stay away. Duke asked, what if I don't want to? On the other hand, Count spoke, "Your Highness, I report that today Miss Eliana went to see the Duke." Princess shouted, "What?" Maid thought, "Oh no." Head maid asked, "Are you okay?" "Madam," maid said, "Please, Princess, I have made a terrible mistake, please forgive me this once." Princess spoke, "Head maid, dismiss all the maids and handle this." The maid shouted, "Please save me, Princess." After that, Princess asked, "So did she and the Duke meet? What did they talk about?" Count replied, "We don't have all the details yet." But Duke accompanied Miss to the Count's house, and he also met with the Countess. Princess thought, hadn't their relationship already ended? Since they broke off the engagement, they have not met or exchanged letters, so why now? I am so uneasy. What is this inexplicable feeling of unease? Then she said, "I want to know immediately what they talked about." Princess thought, "Matthias, you won't disappoint me again, will you?" Next scene, Eliana thought, "It's been a while since I soaked my body in a bathtub full of hot water. It's warm, it feels good, it feels like the fatigue from today is melting away." It really was a day that swept by like a storm. Rebirth, a reunion after 6 years, withdrawal of the engagement. It may sound shameless, but I want to pretend the engagement was never broken. And in the end, even a proposal letter, all of this happened in just one day. A second round in life is not easy, but the results were better than expected. Married to the Duke, which was absolutely necessary to reverse everything. I never imagined the Duke, whom I thought was the biggest hurdle, would come over so easily. When he said 10 minutes is a time that can make the impossible possible. That must be a lie. No matter how much of a Duke he is, there's no way that's possible. Why would he tell such a lie? Is there some other motive? What is he hiding? What could it be? It does not matter what it is. It can't be undone anyway, since the Duke's power is absolutely necessary to protect me and my family. No matter what he is hiding, this marriage must go through. I don't completely trust him either, so as long as we get what we need from each other, that is enough. Yes, that is exactly what I want. Just adjust in step and use each other moderately, and then, when the time is right, part ways without any regrets, as something opportunistic. That is all I want. Anything beyond that is unnecessary and should not be desired. A maid came and asked, "Miss, you should stop your bath. I brought some oil for the massage." Eliana replied, "I don't need a massage, just dry my hair." After that, she added, "If it is roughly done, that is enough. I need to see Adrian before it's too late." The maid told her, "Young master is now at the Krause Marquis house in Munster." Eliana thought, "After I demanded the Duke to break off the engagement, Adrian despised me and shuddered, saying that it was shameful to even be in the same space as me, and he took refuge at his aunt's. After that, he did not step foot in the capital until my father passed away. How did I forget that? I missed him. I wanted to apologize and hug him warmly when we met." The maid spoke, "Our miss, it seems you really miss young master. Don't be too gloomy. You will meet him soon. As soon as he hears the news that you are marrying the Duke, he will rush here in no time." Eliana asked, "Do you think so?" The maid replied, "Of course, he will completely forget that he left the house angry at you, and he will come running, don't worry. More than that, I am worried about the Duke. Earlier, in the Duke's presence, the atmosphere was strange. When Lord Aaron called you that woman, the Duke even drew his sword. Do you think you will be all right?" On the other hand, the Duke was taking duels with all of them one by one. After that, the Duke asked, "Is it over? How dull?" Aaron shouted, "Why? Why does it have to be that woman? Please tell me your reason." The Duke replied, "I want her. Do I need another reason beyond that?" Aaron asked, "Why to that extent, that woman?" The Duke thought, "Even if you ask why, I cannot answer. Whether it is treasure, subordinate, or her, my response would be the same. The moment I tell anyone else, the clock will break, and time will rewind again. No one must know, no one. This time, I absolutely cannot lose her. Do you know what kind of chance this is? What kind of miracle this is? Even if I lose everything, in this life, I will live only for her. I will marry Eliana." Then he declared, "I will marry Eliana. Today, I delivered a proposal letter to the Count and Countess, so there will be no retraction." All of them asked, "Your Grace." The Duke stated, "Eliana will become the Duchess. Those who cannot accept her as the Duchess may leave the ducal house." Butler, for those who choose to leave, ensure they receive financial compensation with the utmost courtesy. Aaron started laughing. After some time, the butler told him, "Your Grace, Sir Aaron has just left the ducal residence. Viscount Ivan has said he will arrive tomorrow morning at dawn. Sir Finn and Sir Hayden have requested more time, as they are unable to decide immediately. Duke reply all right. The next morning, Eliana thought, I didn't get a wink of sleep. How could I, after hearing something like that? This is crazy. How long has it been since I said a proper relationship would be best, and now I have stayed up all night worried. Is this the time to be worrying about others? Your own situation is worse. Get a grip. Even if it is a proper relationship, isn't it fine to worry this much? Yes, since it is a proper relationship, worrying moderately is fine. No, it is not. Once someone starts to matter to you, it is already over. Let's wash up. Just move. If I move my body, I won't have time for useless thoughts. The maid came and told her, something terrible has happened. The Duke is here. The next moment she added, my lady, you need to change before you go. That is your nightwear. After that, the Duke spoke, I apologize for coming unannounced so early in the morning. The Countess replied, not at all. Now that we are family, please don't say such cold things. How beautiful. Did you pick these from the greenhouse at the ducal residence? The Duke replied, yes. The Countess continued, I thought so. Rare and beautiful flowers, not easily seen. Eliana was coming down the stairs. The Countess and Count was shocked. The Duke spoke, such a passionate welcome, what an honor. Next scene, Eliana spoke, this is insane, completely insane, running outside in my nightgown like this. The maid told her, I clearly tried to stop you, don't blame me. Eliana commented, you should have stopped me more firmly, I am doomed, I am absolutely doomed now. The maid emphasized, what is there to be embarrassed about? It's not like it is the first time he has seen you like this. Have you forgotten how mischievous you were as a child? Climbing trees was easy, and digging in the dirt, catching the bugs, it was like you were just a little girl, always wanting to play, and yet one day, you suddenly became so gentle that we thought you had grown up. That radiant smile of yours gradually disappeared, and your once bright personality turned gloomy. The Count and Lady were very worried about you, but why did you change so suddenly? Did something happen? Eliana remembered when she was running. The Duchess came and said, since when did you keep jumping around like that? Now that you are engaged, you belong to the Hygen family. Do you realize that all these improper actions are disgracing the family? Eliana replied, I am sorry. The Duchess continued, how should someone so rude and uncultured exist? Someone so inadequate, how could they ever be Matthias' partner? It is a bit better not seeing her face. From now on, when you are in front of the Duke, always keep your head down. Eliana replied, I understand. Now, back in the present time, Eliana spoke, stop rambling and hurry up to get ready. We can't keep the Duke waiting any longer. On the other hand, the Duke thought, it's been a while, this whole room too. Then he remembered Eliana saying, there is nothing interesting in here. Can we have fun, for real? Please, let's play. The Duke replied, not interested. Eliana asked, why not? The Duke commented, you are going to tell me to catch bugs again. Eliana replied, we are not catching bugs today. The Duke said, then you will tell me to climb trees, won't you? Eliana continued, we are not climbing trees either, she thought. Actually, I was thinking about it. The Duke asked, catching fish or birds? Eliana told him, you won't catch fish or birds either. Look, I promise you. The Duke told her, nope, still no, just behave for today. Eliana spoke, fine, if you don't want to, then forget it, I will just play by myself then. The Duke thought, you might not know this, but I have to finish reading this book, otherwise. Then he remembered the Duchess, his mother, saying, look at this, you did not even write in your reading journal today. I bet you were just playing with that girl again, weren't you? You were better than a reckless girl, like a mischievous squirrel. How disappointing. If you keep this up, can you even call yourself the heir of the Hygen family? If you disappoint me again, I will negotiate with your father to resolve this matter. The marriage with that girl will be cancelled. Handle this yourself. Eliana thought, no, that can't happen. I would rather die than let that happen. Just a few more pages, if I can finish this. The next moment he was shocked. Eliana spoke, look, a bird egg fell, so I picked it up. This time I did not catch a bird, but I found it instead. I did well, didn't I? The Duke thought, Eliana, my life, my hope, you who shine so brightly as if the light of the entire world is focused on you. Since when did you, who always shone brightly, begin to lose your light? Eliana came and told him, sorry for making you wait so long, I am so sorry. The Duke said, "What a pity, although you are still beautiful, now I prefer the way you were before." Eliana thought, "That man is the son of a monster who tortured me mentally, since I was a child and killed my father so innocently, the son of the monster who ruined my life and pushed me to a tragic death. The son of the monster is, in the end, a monster himself. Even if it is not his fault, it is still unacceptable if I lower my guard, never trust anyone." She asked, "What do you want to say?" The Duke replied, "Yesterday and this morning, you have become someone completely different. You have become cold again, suddenly changing for no reason, just like when we were kids." Eliana replied, "I don't want to talk about my childhood." The Duke continued, "I want our relationship to be more comfortable after we marry." Eliana asked, "Why do we need to do that, anyway? If the relationship is just about using each other to get what we want, then there is nothing to worry about. Looking for comfort in a relationship like that? How laughable." The Duke spoke, "Yes, that is why you came to me with that mindset, but even if your heart is like that, don't trust yourself to judge the heart of another." Eliana asked, "You mean, aren't you the same?" The Duke replied, "If I say no, would you believe me?" Eliana thought, "No, I can't believe it, because I have learned through life that I can't trust anyone." She said, "I don't trust anyone anymore." The Duke commented, "I see, you have become smarter. My efforts were not in vain." Eliana shouted, "Are you mocking me? What do you do that requires such effort? What is this?" The Duke thought, "Even though I was prepared beforehand, I hoped I would not have to use it. You must have already known some part of it, though not everything. If you could ease your anxiety and lower your guard with me, even just a little, writing a few lines on paper like this is nothing major." The Duke stated, "It is a marriage contract." On the other hand, the princess asked, "Say that again. What, can't you figure it out?" The Count replied, "Sorry, Your Highness, both the Duke and Count are inaccessible." The princess shouted, "Is that an excuse? Even Count Farrington, who does not have the knight order, is still inaccessible. Is this the reason you are giving?" The Count replied, "Sorry, Your Highness, it seems that the shadows of the Duke are escorting the Count." The princess asked, "The Duke controls the shadows?" The Count replied, "From what I understand, it seems so." The princess thought, a secret group that has been loyal to the High-Gen heir for generations, but even after becoming the head of the family, they remain so arrogant that they would never show themselves before a master they do not acknowledge. In reality, there are generations of the High-Gen family who cannot even see the shadows of darkness. Such arrogant and haughty individuals are escorting their master's former fiancé. If it were not for the Duke's orders, this would not be happening. "What is going on?" the princess asked. "Where is the Duke now?" The Count replied, "It seems that the Count came to see him earlier this morning." The princess shouted, "Lady, please send a message immediately to the Duchess, asking her to come to the capital at once, immediately." Eliana started reading the marriage contract. First, the minimum duration of the marriage will be 3 years. Second, after 3 years, it will be discussed whether to continue the marriage or not. Third, the Duke will pay Eliana 100,000 barks monthly. Fourth, the Duke will actively support Eliana's external activities. Fifth, Eliana, as the Duchess, will actively participate in the affairs of the Hydson and Farrington families. Sixth, during the marriage, both will fulfill marital duties. Seventh, upon signing the marriage contract, Eliana will move to the Duke's residence. Eighth, the wedding will be held 1 week after the contract is signed. Eliana asked, "What is this?" The Duke replied, "It is a marriage contract." Eliana shouted, "That is not what I am asking. What are you planning? Don't you think the conditions here are more favorable for me? And you are telling me there is nothing behind this." The Duke told her, "It is just compensation for points 7 and 8. There is nothing strange about it." Eliana asked, "Are you suggesting we have the wedding in a week? Is that possible?" The Duke replied, "If you want, we could even move it up more. Should we do that?" Eliana asked, "Aren't you thinking about postponing it?" The Duke told her, "No, I am not." Eliana thought, "Point 8 is wrong. Then I should at least carefully review the rest of the clauses." Point 7. Does that mean I have to move to the Duke's residence before the wedding, and why? The Duke commented, "I will say it is to ensure a smooth wedding ceremony." Eliana thought, "That means he does not intend to give me details. What is he thinking?" She asked, "So, to compensate for points 7 and 8, you will pay 100,000 barks monthly, support my external activities, and make sure I participate actively in the affairs of both families, to secure my position inside and outside, as compensation." The Duke replied, "Exactly." You are starting to realize what is going on. Point 6 is also more for me than for you. Eliana read again. Point 6, in which it is written, during the marriage, you will fulfill your marital duties. The Duke spoke. Lucky you. Looks like you know what that means, so we can look forward to that first night. Eliana commented, fine, points 3, 4, and 5 are in my favor, and points 6, 7, and 8 are in your excellency's favor, so we will consider them balanced. But why 3 years? Is there any particular reason it has to be exactly 3 years? The Duke replied, I thought you would like it. Is it too short? If so, I don't mind extending the duration. Eliana said, no, it is fine. 3 years is enough. In fact, it is more than enough. Now let's move on to the next clause, number 2. The Duke asked, don't like that one either. Eliana read, after 3 years, it will be discussed whether or not to continue the marriage. In that case, if one party wants a divorce and the other does not accept it, what happens? The Duke spoke, it would be problematic if that happened. Is that okay? Eliana continued reading, if either party requests a divorce, the marriage will be terminated immediately, and the divorce process will proceed. The Duke asked, are you satisfied now? Eliana thought, this contract is clearly favorable to me, which means it is a contract full of disadvantages for that man. So why should this man want to sign such a disadvantageous contract? She asked, don't you think this is even more harmful to your excellency? The Duke replied, after 3 years, you have not considered that it could be me who requests the divorce, have you? Looks like you did not think about that. My future wife is quite consistent. No matter who requests the divorce, the terms of the contract will be fulfilled as stated, so you don't have to worry. Eliana thought, I know the Duke is someone who will strictly adhere to the terms of this contract no matter what happens. Then I should sign a favorable contract right now. But why am I hesitating? I am scared. The image of his monstrous cruelty, because of my old memories, is even more terrifying now. Also, thinking about having to face the princess, who is revered by the empire, fills me with such terror that my fingers freeze. I can't let this opportunity slip away. This marriage, this contract, will be the stepping stone for my revenge. But why? She said, no matter how many times I think about it, this contract is not a disadvantage for me. Just keep it as is. The Duke continued, it is not a disadvantage, it is something I have decided after careful thought, so don't worry about it. If you really care, then at least give me an heir. I did not include a clause about that because I don't know how things will change in the next 3 years, but if you were to bear our child, everything in my family will belong to you and our child. I swear it on my life. Eliana thought, a child? Am I really going to have a child with this man? I must be crazy. A child from that beast. That is repulsive. That is horrible. The child of a monster is a monster. I am not having a monster. She said, thank you. You have made me see things clearly. How dare I be worried about the Duke? How audacious of me. You say it is not a disadvantage, so I will accept it gladly. Well, even if there is a little disadvantage, being the great Duke, I am sure you can handle it. I will sign. The Duke thought, what chord did I strike with you? The child? Is it so horrifying to you, Eliana, to have my child? You adored it, and now it is so terrible. Well, I guess I would find it horrible too. I spoke without thinking, did not gain anything. In the end, even with all her nobility, the hand that trembled as she signed, for now, I will be satisfied with that. Next scene, the butler told her, the imperial princess is waiting. The Duke replied, that does not surprise me at all. The aide asked, did you know the imperial princess would come? How did you know? The Duke told him, her actions are predictable. The aide said, Your Excellency, please be careful with what you say. The Duke stated, Eliana will move to the Duke's residence tomorrow, so make sure everything is prepared without delay. The wedding will be in 1 week. I expect both of you to prepare thoroughly for it. After that, the princess thought, how good it is that I came to see him, my love, my destiny, mine. No one can separate us, neither our love nor our destiny. The Duke asked, what brings you here without prior notice, Imperial Princess? The princess replied, I just left the palace for a moment and thought of the Duke, so I decided to stop by. How is your leg? The Duke told her, it has been improving little by little. The princess commented, I am glad to hear that, truly sorry, you were late. It seems like you were very busy. The Duke replied, I had to attend to a personal matter. The princess explained, a personal matter, although, I came to ask the Duke for a favor. In a week, there will be a banquet at the imperial princess's palace. Could you be my escort that day? I also sent a letter to the Grand Duchess to invite her, so she will soon be arriving in the capital." The Duke commented, "A letter, I see, it will arrive in 6 days." The princess again asked, "If that is the case, could you be my escort that day?" The Duke said, "I am sorry to say, but I won't be able to attend the imperial princess's banquet that day." The princess asked, "Why not? Do you have something important that day?" The Duke stated, "Yes, something very important and sacred will happen in my life." The princess thought, "What could it be? Why is he looking at me like that, smiling? I feel a little uneasy." The Duke continued, "That day, Eliana and I will get married, Your Imperial Highness." The princess asked, "What did you just say?" The Duke replied, "According to the long-standing promise between the two families, at least the two of us will be married. Will you bless us?" The princess thought, "No, that can't be." A maid asked, "Your Highness, are you all right?" The princess asked, "This is a lie, isn't it? You are trying to trick me, aren't you?" The Duke told her, "How dare I lie to Your Highness, the princess? It is the truth, Your Highness." The princess shouted, "No, it is a lie. Please say it is a lie. You have not forgotten, have you? That woman is a vile and filthy traitor who betrayed the Duke while the Duke risked his life on the battlefield. Protecting this empire and raising its honor, his fiancée, that woman, fell in love with another man, trampling on the Duke's honor and insulting him. Moreover, after committing adultery, she shamelessly demanded the annulment of the engagement, showing not even an ounce of remorse for her actions. What wickedness is that vile woman plotting now to deceive the Duke?" The Duke stated, "That is enough. No matter how much Your Highness may speak, this is my decision regarding my marriage, and such personal opinions are excessive interference." "What is this? How long do you intend to keep the princess sitting on the floor like this?" The maid told her, "Your Highness, please rise." The Duke spoke, "It is getting late, please, let's return to the palace." The princess thought, "No, I can't back down now. If I do, it is really over." She asked, "Do you know that the young lady of the Farrington family planned to elope with that man? I am serious." That woman, when her father, Count Parr, left for the eastern continent, the man and she were planning to steal the family property and run away at night. The Duke started laughing, then he said, "It seems you have not heard any other information apart from that absurd rumor." The princess asked, "What other information?" The Duke explained, "The information that Aldrich is a worthless piece of trash, addicted to gambling, alcohol, and drugs." The princess thought, "Was I caught? How?" She asked, "What do you mean? Could it be that the Duke is mistaken about this?" The Duke stated, "Do you think I would make a mistake in something I have personally investigated? Now that you mention it, he was not even of great knowledge and character." "Whom? Your Highness, the princess, recommended to my mother. How did Your Highness come to know such a piece of trash and arrange a connection with him?" The princess spoke, "I did not mean that. I don't know anything." The maid told her, "Your Highness, breathe deeply." The Duke said, "Quickly get someone." The Count came. He picked up the princess and ran away. The Duke spoke, "I will tell the details later. For now, let's escort Your Highness to the palace." After that, the Duke asked, "What about him?" Yanker replied, "He is hopping between the gambling den and brothel in Horn Street, intoxicated with alcohol and drugs." The Duke said, "Sir Sven will go find him soon. If he tries to take his life, just keep him alive and bring him here." Yanker told him, "Yes, sir. By the way, Sir Aaron is with him. It seems Sir Aaron started tailing him right after the Duke left last night. Currently he is staying at the tavern, keeping an eye on him." On the other hand, Aldrich thought, "This is it. This is exactly why I can't stop this. One more drink." The bartender thought, "Did I not say to give him everything he asked for today? Is this the last time I have to see this damn face?" Aaron thought, after hopping between the gambling den and brothel all day, he finally took drugs too. That woman, she must have noticed what kind of trash he was and clung back to our Sir, and even after the annulment, she did not come back out of her feelings for Sir. The lady said, "It tickles," Aldrich replied, acting coy, "while you clearly enjoy it." The lady whispered something. Aldrich replied, "Of course, I will give you a night you won't forget, so we have to go." Aaron thought, "To think that a piece of trash like that is praised as an excellent scholar, the country is doomed." Wait, that is right, a scholar. That trash was one of the scholars, personally selected by Grand Madam upon recommendation by Her Highness, the Princess. I heard the Grand Madam conducted thorough background checks before choosing him as her teacher. But from what I have observed while tailing Aldrich, he has neither knowledge nor character. He is the worst of the worst, just a breathing piece of trash. Yet is it possible the Grand Madam did not notice the stench of someone like him? Despite her thorough investigation, the Grand Madam did not know. Really, is that even possible? No, absolutely not. The intelligence network of the Hydson family rivals even that of the royal family. Once an investigation begins, every detail of that man's life since birth would have been uncovered and reported to the Grand Madam. There is no way she did not know. She allowed that trash to become her teacher knowingly. Why? What could the Grand Madam possibly be thinking? Damn it, where did they go? Should I start searching nearby inns? There she is. Aaron asked, the man who went out with you, where is he? The lady replied, what do you mean? Aaron stated, I don't enjoy threatening women, but I am a bit in a hurry. The lady told him, some knight said he would pay if I told him where the man went. Next scene, the maid asked, what is wrong? Are you feeling unwell, miss? Eliana replied, no, I am fine. I just feel a little strange. The maid continued, it is probably nerves since you will be moving to the Duke's residence tomorrow. Eliana thought, no, this is not nerves, it is something rawer, sharper than that. When she asked her later, are you sure it was delivered properly? The maid replied, of course, I even saw him put it in his pocket after receiving it. Eliana thought, but he still has not come to find me. If he read the letter, he would have approached me by now, if he has not shown up. He is probably drunk or high and completely forgot about my letter, that bastard. Should I just kill him and we'll be done with it? The maid spoke, while packing your belongings for the move to the Duke's residence tomorrow, I found something I did not recognize. I was going to ask if you wanted to bring it. Eliana asked, something mine you don't know? The maid continued, yes, I set it aside to ask if you wanted to take it with you or leave it here. Here it is. It is an old pocket watch. Is it yours? Eliana thought. How did this get here? Eliana thought, after my father's funeral, while organizing his belongings, I discovered it in the drawer of his study desk. But why is it with me now? She asked, where did you find this? The maid replied, it was next to your pillow. Actually, I found it while tidying your bed that day. I meant to tell you, but it slipped my mind. You know, the day you had that terrible dream. You slapped yourself and started crying out of nowhere. Eliana thought, before the regression, I had handed this keepsake to the Duke, but after my return, it is not with my father or the Duke, it is back in my hand. What is going on? I think I need to see my father. After that, the Count told her, this is the first time I have seen it. Eliana thought, that can't be. I found it in the top drawer of his desk. Naturally, I assumed it was his and kept it safe, believing it was a precious memento. If it is not my father's, whose is it? How did it end up in his desk drawer? And why did it return to me on the day of my regression? The Count asked, are you all right? Eliana replied, I am sorry, I received this from someone else. The Count said, do you really have to go through with this marriage? Eliana replied, Father, if you are asking whether I chose the Duke for our family's sake, then no, that is not the only reason. She thought, by staying by his side, I will deliver the cruelest and most devastating revenge to those women. It is my revenge tour. Next scene. Aaron woke up and thought, what happened? I clearly remember hearing that guy scream in Horn Street. Then he remembered, some person is targeting Aldrich. That scumbag deserves to die, but not yet. Aldrich shouted, that woman is marrying the Duke. That can't be true. Lord, you must be mistaken. Please, let me speak with the princess just once. Lord Count Sven said, it is her order, shut up and die quietly. Aaron thought, the princess's lapdog is trying to kill Aldrich, so it is not just the Duchess, but even the princess is tied to that scumbag. Aldrich shouted, it is a letter from that woman. I have not read it yet, but surely it explains everything. If Her Highness reads this, she will revoke the order to kill me. Aaron thought, no way, whatever is in the letter, I can't let it reach the princess. The next moment, shadows came and took the letter and Aldrich. The Count and Aaron looked at each other. They were the remaining ones. Suddenly, again, shadows came and took Aaron away. Now, back in the present time, the Duke came and told him, Yanker said you lost control of your strength and asked me to pass along his apology. Aaron thought, the leader of the shadows. Then he asked, Your Grace, you already knew about the princess and the Duchess being tied to that scumbag. The Duke replied, You are asking the obvious, as if you did not already know the answer. Then the Duke explained the situation, why the princess and Duchess wanted to sideline Eliana. Aaron said, there was a letter. The Duke told him, is that the letter? Now you can read it. Aaron started reading the letter, and after reading it he thought, wow, just wow, what an efficient, no frills, downright chilling threat. Wait, no, this is not the time to be impressed. He asked, are you really going to marry Eliana, knowing full well she is doing this for revenge? The Duke replied, it does not matter. I was planning to drag her to my side by force anyway. If she has decided to come willingly, for whatever reason, it is better this way. What about you? Have you changed your mind about living in the Duke's house? Do you still dislike Eliana? Aaron told him, honestly, I am not sure. The Duke stated, if you are unsure, why not get close to her and observe for yourself? Would you serve as Eliana's personal guard, protect her, stay by her side, and watch over her? In time, you will understand what kind of person she truly is. If that day comes and you still can't accept her, I will apologize for my decision. Aaron asked, an apology seems a little weak, don't you think? How about granting me a favor? The Duke replied, okay, very well, now that you have gotten what you wanted, hurry up, the wedding is in a week, and today Eliana will be moving into the Duke's estate. Aaron shouted, what have you been up to while I was gone? Next scene. The Duke arrived at the Count's residence to escort Eliana. She was watching from the window. Like this video, hit the like button, and subscribe for more videos.